Hello students, welcome to AffairsCloud.
We have an app called Careers Cloud which you can go and download it from the Play Store. So after downloading it, you can easily log in using your Gmail ID. Once you have logged in, you will be redirected to a home page which contains 4 tabs beneath it. One is Home, the other is All Courses, next is My Courses, and the last one is a Doubt Session. So under All Courses, you can access various types of courses like Reasoning, Quant, English, and also exam specific courses can also be accessed under this All Courses. If you click this Crack Current Affairs, you will be redirected to this page. So under this, you can see various tabs that are available. So here, if you see, the current affairs will be available in English medium, this under Hindi medium, and here banking awareness, we will provide you the monthly compilation of the banking news and current affairs exam PDF, and also special current affairs which includes mainly the budget, the union budget, the economic survey, which is very important from the exam perspective. And this is topic wise content where that topics news related to the specific topic, they will be combined together and provided to you. For example, see appointments. All the appointments in that particular month will be combined together in a specific place. And similarly, in case of banking, economic news, so all will be combined together. So this will be easy for you to relate to each other news. Next, you can access the daily current affairs on a daily basis, weekly basis, and also on a monthly basis. So after reading the weekly or the daily news, you can also attend our quiz in order to strengthen your knowledge. Under the monthly current affairs, if you see, there are 2 types of PDF that are available. One is the pocket PDF, the other one is the normal PDF. This pocket PDF will give you a brief content of our current affairs, and this will provide you a detailed analysis of the current affairs. So it is always preferable to read this detailed analysis and then have a go through of this pocket PDF. Next is that we also provide you the PIB news apart from the current affairs. So you can go and access our PIB news on a daily basis from this part. And as I mentioned, this special CA covers very special topics like budgets and economic survey. After reading the content provided in this PDF, you can go and attend the quiz given below. And next is the exam perspective PDF. So if you see IBPS PO mains, IBPS RRB clerk, SBI clerk, so these are all exam perspective PDF. So if you go and check, these PDF will contain around 5 to 6 months of the current affairs, which has high chances of high chances of being asked in this SBI clerk mains exam. So it is very useful to go and read this PDF from an exam perspective point. Good evening. Today we will be covering October 2nd week banking and finance awareness news. Moving to the first news. The first news about the 4th bi-monthly policy meeting that was conducted by the Reserve Bank of India. The Reserve Bank of India recently conducted the 57th bi-monthly monetary policy meeting, which is the 4th bi-monetary policy meeting of this financial year. Okay. Overall, if you see, it is the 57th. For this financial year, if you see, it is the 4th. Okay. Now, the members of the MPC are obviously Sanjay Malhotra, the RBI Governor, Dr. Nagesh Kumar, Saugata Bhattacharya, Professor Ram Singh, Dr. Poonam Gupta and Indranil Bhattacharya. Okay, so these are the members of the Monetary Policy Committee. Very, very important, please remember. So here, if you see, they have kept the rates unchanged. Okay, the repo rate has been kept unchanged. So repo rate is remaining at 5.5%, reverse repo rate at 3.35%, STF at 5.25%, MSF marginal standing facility at 5.75%, cash reserve ratio 3.5%, SLR 18% and bank rate at 5.75%. Okay, so these are the rates. They have been kept unchanged. Only the cash reserve ratio, as planned already by the previous MPC meeting, they plan to reduce it by 100 basis points. Okay, 25 basis point in 4 tranches. Okay, in 4 tranches, this 100 basis point will be reduced, 25 basis point per tranche. Okay, so now the cash reserve ratio stands at 3.5%. Now, so what is the GDP forecast done by the Reserve Bank of India? So previously, if you see, it was 6.5% for the financial year 25-26. Okay, this is for the financial year 25-26. The previous forecast made by the Reserve Bank of India was 6.5%. It has now been increased to 6.8%. Now look at the quarterly forecast. So the first quarter, it has been projected is 7.8%. First quarter is what? April, May and June. Okay, for these 3 months, if you see, India has grown at 7.8%. For the upcoming quarters, quarter 2 7%, quarter 3 6.4% and quarter 4 is 6.2%. Okay, you don't have to remember the quarterly forecast, but you have to remember the financial forecast. That is very important. Next is inflation projection. So financial year 26, if you see, the inflation projection is just 2.6%, quarter 2 1.8%, quarter 3 1.8% and quarter 4 is 4%. Similarly, for the first quarter of financial year 27, it is projected at 4.5%. Okay, this is the inflation projection. Please remember at least financial year 26 projection, financial year 26 projection, financial year 26 GDP. Both you have to remember. It's very important. So next, so what are the few initiatives that have been done during this monetary policy committee? Okay, first is the risk-based premium framework for the deposit insurance in India. So who provides the deposit insurance in India? It is DICGC, right? Deposit Insurance Credit Guarantee Corporation, which is a subsidiary of the Reserve Bank of India. Okay, it is established under the DICGC Act 1962. Under this act, this was established. So this provides insurance up to how much? Up to 5 lakhs. Okay, up to 5 lakhs of deposit, including current account, savings account, fixed deposit, RD, whatever deposit may be, all together, including the principal and the interest. Together, the maximum insurance amount is 5 lakhs, right? So we have heard a lot of news, right, that the RBI plans to close or cancel the working of this cooperative bank. Okay, planning to close or cancel the license of this cooperative bank. So if any person have his or her account in this cooperative bank, they will get a maximum of 5 lakhs. Okay, which means that even if they have deposited 10 lakhs, the maximum that they can get is only 5 lakhs. Okay, if they have deposited 2 lakhs in that cooperative bank, they will get 2 lakhs. The entire 2 lakhs will be given back to them because the maximum insurance amount is 5 lakhs. So if there is any insurance, okay, there is obviously a premium associated with insurance, right? So if you are going to buy a health insurance or a motor insurance, obviously you will be paying a premium, right? It might be quarterly or annually or semi-annually, whatever be the interval, but you will be paying a premium, right? Similarly, this insurance amount also has a premium. Okay, but who pays the premium? It is not the customer. Okay, it is the bank. So for example, if you see SBI, like for example Punjab National Bank, they pay the premium amount. Okay, they do not collect from the customers. Okay, for this insurance amount, it is the bank that pays the premium amount to the insurance, to the DICGC. Okay, to the DICGC it is paid. Now, what is the premium amount that they pay? It is 12 paise per 100 rupees. Okay, this is the premium amount they pay. It's very important. Remember, 12 paise per 100 rupees is the premium amount that the banks pay for this 5 lakh insurance to DICGC. Okay, so now they have come out, right? See, different banks have different risk, right? Some bank will have almost nil risk or zero risk, and some bank may have quite high risk. So is it fair to charge the same premium from all the banks? No, right? Because the premium or the risk, the premium should vary with the risk. Okay, when the risk is more, the premium should be more. When the risk is very less, the premium should also be less. Okay, from that perspective, the RBI has been thought. Okay, they told that risk-based premium framework to be introduced for the deposit insurance. So when for SBI and all, if you see, it is the largest public sector bank, and they are also domestic systematically important banks, right? Which means that they are already maintaining a high amount of capital adequacy ratio. Their liquidity is also very high. They have very good capital, very good customer base, very good rating. So in that case, okay, that bank can provide a lesser premium. If not 12 paise, maybe 10 paise is enough to be collected from that bank. So here, a risk-based premium framework has been introduced for the premium that the banks pay to the DICGC. Okay. Next is free digital banking services to the basic savings account holders. This is the BSBDA. Okay, the basic savings bank deposit account holders, they should be given access to full-fledged digital banking facilities. So basically, if you see the internet banking facility or the mobile banking facility, okay, they are mostly reserved for, or they are mostly provided easily for the regular savings account holders. Okay, now the RBI has told that now this entire, not just one or two, but the entire digital banking facilities should also be provided to the BSBD account holders. Okay, they should have access to them so that it is easier for them, because they are the ones who are actually deprived, right? They are the ones who are actually hesitated to open account. So now if you see, this makes them bank process even more easier for them. Okay, sitting at home and doing the transaction is even more easier than rather coming to the bank and doing the transaction, right? So the entire digital banking facility should also be provided to the BSBD. Next is Reserve Bank Integrated Ombudsman Scheme. So here if you see integrated ombudsman means previously this integrated ombudsman scheme had 3 schemes. Okay, one was just RBI ombudsman scheme. Next was for RBI NBFC integrated ombudsman scheme for the NBFC, and the other for the digital transaction. Okay, so now if you see these 3 schemes, okay, from 3-4 years back itself, these 3 schemes were subsumed under this integrated ombudsman scheme. Okay, so now these 3 schemes does not exist. These three schemes are brought under this integrated ombudsman scheme. So basically, what is this integrated ombudsman scheme? This is to resolve the customer grievances. Okay, address the customer grievances as soon as possible and also resolve them. That is the main objective of this integrated ombudsman scheme. So RBI appoints this integrated ombudsman man, and also a deputy ombudsman man is appointed by the RBI. Okay, so what do they basically do? See, say suppose there is a customer. He is not happy with this bank A service. Okay, so he is not happy. He makes complaint to this ombudsman that the service so and so provided, maybe they have charged high fees, or I am not happy with the service, whatever may be the reason, he makes complaint with the ombudsman. See, there are 2 things. Okay, first, the ombudsman does not take complaints directly at the first time. Okay, the ombudsman tells that have you approached this problem with the bank. Okay, he will first tell that if you are not happy with the service, first you have to raise the complaint with the bank. Okay, and the bank have to reply to you within 30 days time period. Okay, so suppose the bank hasn't replied to you within 30 days, or the bank has replied to you within 30 days, but you are not satisfied with the bank's reply, then only you can come to me. If you come to me directly, I will reject your complaint. Okay, so basically here, if the customers are not happy with the regulated entities service, and they have also raised the complaint with the regulated entities, but still they haven't got this reply, either they have not got the reply or they have not got a satisfied reply, then they can approach this ombudsman, and then ombudsman looks into the grievance, approaches the banks, and then solves the issue. Okay, this is the prime purpose of this ombudsman. Now, what is done under this? What changes have they brought? Mainly is that they have increased the coverage. So currently, this integrated ombudsman scheme covers the commercial banks, the RRBs, scheduled primary cooperative bank, non-scheduled primary cooperative bank with deposit size 50 crore and above, and select NBFCs and credit information companies. Okay, these are the entities that are covered under this integrated ombudsman scheme. Now the coverage has been increased, or now it covers additionally state cooperative banks and district central cooperative bank. So if any person is not satisfied with them, they can approach the ombudsman. Okay, so the coverage of this integrated ombudsman scheme has been increased. So this shows that now RBI is giving importance to the customer grievances. So if they ask you in the exam that customer focused initiatives, what are the customer focused initiatives done by the RBI? This is one of a good example. Okay, this was introduced, and now the coverage also been increasing, so that all types of customers, all type of entities are covered under this ombudsman. Okay, this example you can give under this. Next is measures to improve the flow of credit. So RBI in this MPC meeting, it has introduced certain measures to improve the flow of credit, especially here in case of the market instruments. So here if you see, you know that banks can give loan against shares. That is, when you pledge, say suppose you have TCS share. Okay, it is worth suppose say 20 lakhs. You pledge it in the bank. You want some money, so you have the shares, you pledge it with the bank will give you loan against it. Just like how the loan is provided against your house, against your gold, similarly against the shares also you can get loan from the banks. So previously if you see, the limit was 20 lakhs. Okay, say suppose you have 1 crore worth of shares, but the maximum amount that you can get under this loan against shares is just 20 lakhs. Okay, now this has been increased. It has been increased to 1 crore. So the latest limit or the latest amount, okay, again loan against shares is 1 crore. Remember the latest limit is very important, 1 crore. And also loan against IPO, that has also been increased. So if you're planning to apply for an IPO, okay, so from previously if you see, maximum amount that can be provided under the loan against IPO was just 10 lakhs. Now this has been increased to 25 lakhs. Okay, remember first case loan against shares increased to 1 crore. Now loan against IPO, it has been increased to 25 lakhs. Okay, and also one more thing, this is relating to the shares and the IPO. One more thing is related to the acquisitions. So previously, if you see, there is a company A, it wants to either merge with this company A or buy. Okay, buy or merge or acquire, whatever it be, it wants to. Then for this purpose, will a loan be provided by the banks? No. Banks do not provide loans to the corporates for either acquisition or merger. Okay, so how will they get the money? They will either get the money through by raising bonds, capital instruments from the crowd, from the investors, or private equity. Okay, so private equity raising. Okay, through and also giving raising money from the qualified institution buyers. Through these ways, the corporates used to raise money for merger and acquisition. But now RBI allows the banks to provide loans for merger and acquisition. Now the banks are allowed to provide. So apart from raising from bonds or for private equity, now the corporates also have option to get loans from the banks for merger and acquisition. Okay, so these are the two things that are done under this improving flow of credit. Next is unveils 3 measures to boost rupee internationalization. So what does actually rupee internationalization means? It means to increase the presence of rupee. Okay, increase the usage of rupee in investments, in trade, in global payments. Okay, so increasing the presence of rupee, strengthening the rupee. So RBI is it has been doing various measures. It has been launching various measures to strengthen this rupee. So now in this MPC meeting, it has launched 3 measures to strengthen this rupee. First, is Indian rupee loan. To whom? To the neighboring countries. Okay, first is the INR rupee loan. So here what is that? Now it has told, the RBI has told that the authorized dealers, okay, they can now lend loan in Indian rupee format, okay, in the INR format to the non-residents in Bhutan, Nepal and Sri Lanka. Okay, for what? For trade related transactions. Okay, say suppose there is an importer in Sri Lanka. Okay, it plans to buy goods from India. So here what the Indian banks will do, that Indian banks can give the loan, that is in the form of rupees, directly to the exporter who is in India. Right? See, there is a person A in India, he is exporting the goods to say this Nepal. Okay, so now this person wants in rupee, right? So this Indian bank can provide that rupee loan on behalf of this Nepal, okay, Nepal person, to this person, to this exporter A. The payment is done in the Indian rupee format itself. Here, why this INR rupee loan is provided mainly to this Bhutan, Nepal and Sri Lanka is because if you see 90% of India's South Asia export, okay, India's South Asia export, if you see, it goes to these countries, Bhutan, Nepal and Sri Lanka, and that is why now it has planned. RBI has told that authorized dealers can now provide INR rupee loans to these Bhutan, Nepal and Sri Lanka countries. Okay. We have launched a new course called Static Banking Awareness course. Now this course will be helpful for students who are preparing for the banking exams and for the regulatory body exams. And also recently you would have seen Paytm Bank in news frequently. So when an aspirant reads this news, he would have ample number of questions like what is a payment bank, what are the norms for it, and which is the committee that has launched it. So this static banking awareness course lays a foundation to the current banking and finance news. Now you have to download our Careers Cloud to access this course. Once you have logged into our app, you can go and click this all courses icon, and then you'll be redirected to this page.
In this, you have to go and click the static banking awareness course, and under the details tab, you will be able to see a brief about this course. And under the part tab, it will contain all the contents, all the topics of the contents that are currently available in this course. We are working on this continuously, and this will be completed within 2 months. Under the free tab, you can go and access one content, that is the origin and development content, for free. You can go and read this content and have an idea about this course. After reading this content, do attend the quiz that is also available under the same tab. Now, our team has allocated ample amount of time and resources to curate this content. We have created this content from various books and from various verified websites. Our content is better than any book that is available in the market. This is because we update this content on a dynamic basis. For example, there are currently 39 DRTs that are available in the country now. In future, if one more DRT is created or added, then it would become 40. So we would update this content on a dynamic basis. But in case of books, you have to wait for the next publication for this updated content. Nowadays, a lot of practical questions have been asked in the banking exams. For example, how many public sector banks are available on the stock exchange? Which is the payment bank that is being listed on the stock exchange? So, we try to cover as many practical questions as possible in this course. Apart from this, we also provide you a question bank that will contain around 3000 questions and the previous year questions along with it. We also have a dedicated tab that will release the important RBI notification and the frequent news released by the RBI. You can use this code B15 to avail 15% discount. This is one of the highest discounts that we have offered until now. So do avail this code B15 while you purchase the course.
Next is reference rate. So RBI is planning to establish transparent rate, okay, reference rate or transparent Forex rates for countries that are major trade partners for India. So here if you see, say suppose Indonesia rupiah, there is no direct conversion rate between our INR and the Indonesia rupiah. So basically if you want to convert our rupee into rupiah, it will be INR to USD and then USD to rupiah. This is how cross conversion will take place. Okay, first INR to USD, then USD to then rupiah. So here this is one conversion, this is one conversion. For this you have to pay a rate, for this you have to pay a rate, for this you have to pay a bank charge, again for this you have to pay a bank charge, and also there will be a slight if you see rate difference between the various banks itself. See authorized dealers 1, 2 itself, if you see a slight difference rate, maybe in the paisa or cents there might be a slight difference. So this causes unnecessary extra amount from the pockets of the people and extra time also. So here now RBI plans to or we have, apart from, we already have direct conversion between the INR, USD, INR, then you have Euro and all. Okay, now RBI has planned that we have to introduce to other major trade partners also. Suppose if you see the Indonesia is a very big trade partner for us, then we should have direct conversion rate between INR and rupiah also. Okay, so this transparency reference rate has been introduced by the Reserve Bank of India. Next, followed by special rupee wastro account. Okay, so this special rupee wastro account, it was mainly introduced in 2022, basically mainly for the Russia. Okay, because the US had made certain dollar sanctions on Russia. Okay, so Russia couldn't have access to dollar. For that, this special rupee wastro account was specially introduced. So what this means, Russia or any foreign bank in Russia, they can open an INR rupee account that is called as the SRVO, okay, special rupee wastro account with our Indian banks. Okay, and using that account, they can make payment for their exports. Say suppose Russia is making for their import, sorry, not for their export, for their import. Suppose Russia is making an import from India. Say suppose $1 million. So from this SRVO account, from this special rupee wastro account, the payment will be made to our exporter in India. Okay, for this purpose it can be made. And also apart from that, what it has been observed that a lot of idle funds, okay, apart from making payment for the imports that Russia makes, even in spite of that, a lot of money was idle in the special rupee wastro account. So the India had told that, so RBI had told that, okay, the money here, it can be utilized to invest in the government securities. Initially this was told, okay, initially the RBI told that whatever idle money is there in this special rupee wastro account, that can be invested in this government securities. Later on, now if you see, now the scope has increased. Now, the RBI has told that apart from investing in government securities, that money can also be invested in corporate bonds, okay, and also the commercial papers, CPs. Okay, so now the scope of investment has been increased. Apart from making payment for the imports, you can also invest in government securities, corporate bonds, and commercial papers. Okay, this is what is the new extension provided, new scope increase for the special rupee washer account balances. Next is Asian Development Bank has approved a loan amount of 190 million USD to whom? For the Indore Metro Railway project. For this Indore Metro Rail project, 190 million USD will be provided by the Asian Development Bank. So this project, if you see, it is implemented by the Madhya Pradesh Metro Rail Corporation Limited, and here it is planning to construct around 8.62 kilometers long metro rail. Okay, so this is projected to reduce greenhouse gas emission by an estimated 12,400 carbon dioxide. Okay, main thing that you have to remember here is Indore Metro Rail Project. Amount involved is 190 million USD and construction of 8.62 kilometer metro line. Okay. Next is RBI has granted SRO status, that is self-regulatory organization status to the Finance Industry Development Council. Okay, Finance Industry Development Council has now received this SRO status from the Reserve Bank of India. So this industry body, if you see, they represent the assert and loan financing NBFC. So I'm sure under NBFC there are various types of NBFC. Okay, certain NBFC will provide loans only for shareholders. Okay, certain NBFC only for the housing finance, certain NBFC only for infrastructure. So here, if you see, this is assert and loan financing NBFC. These, okay, this FIDC, it is a representative body for these kind of NBFCs. So here, if you see, the FIDC will enforce code of conduct, ensure regulatory compliance, work with RBI to address sectoral issues. So what is basically an SRO? SRO, it acts as a bridge between the regulatory body and the regulated entities. Okay, there are n number of regulated entities, right? So it will be very difficult for the Reserve Bank of India to go and check whether each and every regulated entity is following the rules or not, whether they are implementing it in a proper way or not. SRO will help the RBI in enforcing it, will help it in implementing it. Okay, apart from that, it will also accept two-way communication. That is, if regulated entities have some concerns, that all the regulated entities' concerns are now presented to the SRO and SRO represented on behalf of them to the Reserve Bank of India. So two-way communication from RBI to regulated entity, from regulated entity to RBI, both is done via this SRO. Now, if any entity wants to become an SRO, then it should be established as a non-profit company under Section 8 of the Companies Act 2013. Okay, and it should maintain a minimum net worth of 2 crores. Also, as per the RBI's norm, a maximum of 2 SRO for NBFC sector will be recognized. Okay, and also if you see, if at all the SRO does not fulfill any of these conditions, then within 2 years of the grant of recognition, the RBI has the authority to revoke the SRO status. See, the SRO has told that within 1 year of forming this SRO, I will maintain this net worth 2 crores. Okay, now RBI waited for 2 years, but still it has not maintained this net worth. Then RBI can revoke the status, whatever status that it had given, that is the SRO status that it had given, it can take it back from the NBFC for not following the conditions. Okay. Next is RBI imposes penalties on the American Express Banking Corp and the HDB Financial Services. Okay. So first, how much amount on the American Express Banking Corporation? The amount of 31.8 lakhs. Next, on the HDB Financial Services, an amount of 4.2 lakhs. Now, why was this penalty imposed by the Reserve Bank of India? First, American Express Banking Corporation. That is because it failed to provide the credits to the accounts. Now, what does this mean? Now, say for example, you have logged into Amazon. Okay, you try to book the ticket. Say suppose a bus ticket. Okay, you have made the payment. The amount has been debited from your account also. Using this credit card you have made, okay, the amount has been debited from your account also. But the seat has not been booked for some reason. Okay, so they told that the amount will be refunded to you within 2 or 3 days. But unfortunately, you have not received the refund. So this, if you see, it is a credit from the American Express Banking Corporation that they have failed to do. Similarly, this refund and various failed transaction credit, that and all they have failed to give it to the people. That is why this penalty of 31.8 lakhs was imposed on them. Okay. Next is HDB Financial Services 4.2 lakhs. It is because here, while opening the accounts of the customers, they failed to get either the PAN card or Form 60. Okay, either while opening the account of the customers, either they have to get the PAN card. If the customer does not have a PAN card or does not own a PAN card, then they have to get at least the Form 60 from the customer. They failed to do both of it, and that is why this 4.2 lakhs penalty was imposed on them. Okay. Next is Zomato and the HDFC Pension Fund. Okay, together they have launched an National Pension Scheme model for the delivery partners. So this NPS platform workers model, this is what is the model that they have launched. So this, if you see, structured retirement planning for the gig based deliveries partners and integrate them into the formal financial system. So we know that the national pension scheme. So here both the government people or even any normal individual can invest in this national pension scheme. So there are two tiers, right? Tier 1, Tier 2. Tier 1 is compulsory. Only when you have a Tier 1 account, you can open a Tier 2 account, right? So under Tier 1, if you see, you have to hold that Tier 1 investment up till the age of 60. Only after the age of 60, you can convert it into an annuity scheme. And you can withdraw certain amount and remaining amount you have to invest in an annuity scheme. But Tier 2, if you see, you can withdraw the amount whenever you want. There is no such restriction in Tier 2 because it is a voluntary one. But Tier 1 is a compulsory one. Okay. Now, they have opened a new model for the gig-based delivery partners because they wanted them to bring into the formal financial system. That is the purpose. Okay. Remember the two party names. One is the Zomato and the next is the HDFC Pension Management Company Limited. Next is SEBI launches verified UPI handles and SEBI check. Okay. This is to strengthen the investor payment security. Now, what are these two? First, so verified UPI handles. So exclusive at valid UPI ID for all registered investor facing intermediaries. See, suppose there is a broker you want to make a payment. There is a mutual fund to whom you want to make a payment. They will give you a UPI ID, but you don't know whether it actually belongs to them or to some other fraudster, right? So here, if you see, along with the UPI ID, in the UPI ID, there will be an exclusive name that is at valid. This at valid will be present in that UPI ID, which means that it is the valid UPI ID. So also a suffix indicating the type of intermediary. So if it is a broker, .brk will be there. If it is a mutual fund, .mf will be there. So if you see, this is how it will be there. ABC broking, the broking company or the mutual fund company, .brk at valid. So this is how the UPI ID will be. Okay. And also if you see, when an investor initiates a UPI payment to a registered entity using at valid handle, a thumbs up symbol enclosed in a green triangle will appear on the payment screen. See, suppose some fraudster have access to this at valid UPI ID also. He tries to get a UPI ID that has this at valid in it. Okay. Then what if you make the payment to the wrong fraudster? So here one more checkpoint is added. That is when you make payment, okay, with that at valid handle, you will also thumbs up symbol will also appear. This is a layer of security imposed. Suppose this layer is mixed, then this layer. If this layer is also missed, then this layer. So layers of securities have been added so that investor does not make payment to the fraudsters. Next, what is this SEBI check? So here if you see, it is a self-verification tool. So say this UPI ID is there. Okay. Suppose you are not making payment through this UPI ID. You are making the payment through NEFT or RTGS. If you want to make payment through the NEFT or RTGS, you have to have the bank account number, right? And also the IFSC code, okay, of that particular entity. Only then you can make a payment. So what if you want to know? Here UPI ID, you have the various checks in the previous page we saw. At valid is there, then the .brk is there, and also the thumbs up is there. In case of bank account number, IFSC, you know what is there? So here if you see, whether if you have this bank account number, IFSC, and also the UPI handle in the SEBI portal, okay, or the SARTI. SARTI is the application of SEBI. You can go and enter the bank account number, IFSC, or the UPI handle, either these two or the UPI handle, and in return the SEBI will tell if this is a registered intermediary of SEBI or not. Okay, SEBI will let you know if this is a registered intermediary of SEBI or not. So this is also an additional layer of security provided. Okay. Next is Cosmos Cooperative Bank and Ubuntu Systems Private Limited, a fintech company, together have launched this Cosmo Galgal app. Okay, Cosmo Galgal app. What is this? It is a youth-focused digital banking solution. Okay, mainly to provide services to the youth. This application has been launched. So here, if you see, with just video KYC, you don't have to visit even the banks. With just video KYC, you can open the account within 15 minutes. So these are the various services provided on this Cosmo Galgal app, and this is available in English, Hindi, Marathi, and Gujarat as of now. Okay, they are planning to expand it to even more languages. As of now, this is available in English, Hindi, Marathi, and Gujarati. Next is PhonePe, along with Utkarsh Small Finance Bank, have launched a credit card, that is Wish credit card. So this Wish credit card, if you see, it is an FD backed credit card with a minimum FD of 2000 itself. You can avail this Wish credit card. Sometimes what happens is a customer may not have a credit history. Okay, for availing a credit card, a credit history is very important. Okay, how you have taken the loans, how much loans have you taken, how has your repayment been, all this is analyzed, and depending according to that, a credit card is provided to you. Okay, the limit is also decided upon your credit history. But sometimes what happens is people may not have the credit history. Okay, and also sometimes what happens is that people may not have a proper salary account. They might get the salary in hand. Unorganized sectors and all, if you see, many people still get their salary only in hand, only in the cash form. So there will be no credit in their account also. So for those type of customers, it is very difficult for them to avail a credit card. So here, if you see, if you have an FD with just 2000 rupees, based on that, a credit card will be issued. Okay, so this is what is being done. Okay, the two entities are PhonePe and Utkarsh Small Finance Bank, and the credit card is Wish credit card. Next is Razorpay and Yes Bank. Together, they have launched India's first biometric card authentication system. So here, if you see, what happens is that generally, if you want to make a card payment, you will enter the card number, the CVV. Okay, you will enter it, you will initiate the transaction. Later on, an OTP is received. Okay, this is the second layer of check, right? This is the first layer, this is the second. So now, many of the people are now using the OTP only. But here, if you see OTP, it is challenged by the SIM swapping. If anyone have access to your SIM, they can, make a foreign transaction using your card number and CVV, because getting card number and CVV is quite easy, but getting the OTP is quite difficult. But now also it is possible using SIM swapping. So if they have access to your OTP, now they can make fraudulent transaction, right? So to prevent that, they have now introduced India's first biometric card authentication. So now first level is card and CVV. Second level, instead of OTP, your facial scan is required. Okay, just like how you open using your facial scan, you open your phone, you unlock your phone. Similarly, using this facial scan, you can authorize your payment. Okay, this is the first biometric card authentication system introduced by Razorpay and Yes Bank together. Next is RBI has linked Bharat Connect. Okay, has linked Bharat Connect with the Forex trading platform. So FX Retail, if you see, it has been linked with this Bharat Connect. So FX Retail is basically a platform where if you want to buy USD, okay, you are maybe traveling to USA after 3 months and you want to purchase the dollars. So you can log in through this FX Retail, okay, and then you can purchase the USD. But here, by connecting with Bharat Connect, what happens is that, say suppose you have account in Axis Bank, okay, you log in into your Axis Bank application or internet banking, whatever it is. There itself, there will be an option to buy or to purchase the USD. From there, if you see, it will be redirected to the Forex Retail platform. And at the end of this Forex Retail platform, you can purchase the USD, or if you want, you can upload it in your Forex card also. Okay. So why this is being done? So Bharat Connect, basically, if you see, it connects this application, this Axis Bank, with the Forex Retail. It acts as a bridge. Okay. It acts as a bridge between them. Fine. So why is this required? See, Forex Retail, you are logging means first you have to register. After registering, you cannot directly buy the USD. You have to give all your KYC. So your customer norms, all will be done. Okay, just like how you open a bank account. Can you deposit your money immediately in the bank account? No, right? You have to give your Aadhaar, you have to give your PAN, they will verify it, they will open the account, only then you can deposit the money. Similarly, here also, if you want to buy USD dollars or if you want to upload USD into your Forex card, you have to do the KYC norms. And only after that, you can buy or purchase or the upload in the Forex card. But here, if you see, the Axis Bank, where you have the account for many years, already the KYC norms are already done. You already have a login ID in your Axis Bank application, right? So now you don't have to register with the FX retail at all. You just have to log into your Axis Bank and automatically you'll be redirected to the Forex retail and you can complete the USD purchase. So this is more convenient for the customer, right? That is why this linkage has been introduced by the Reserve Bank of India. Okay. Next is NPCI has launched a new subsidiary. What is the subsidiary? NPCI Tech Solutions Limited. NPCI Tech Solutions Limited is the new subsidiary launched by NPCI. So apart from that, the existing subsidiaries of NPCI are NPCI BIM Services Limited, NPCI International Payment Limited, NPCI Bharat Bill Pay Limited. Okay, this is the fourth subsidiary. Remember the other subsidiaries, very important. This is the fourth one. So what is the purpose mainly of the subsidiary? It is to focus on the R&D, research and development, developing new payment technologies. This is where the focus will be of this new subsidiary. Next is SBI General Insurance has launched a new insurance plan called Health Alpha. Okay, so this is applicable. So who can purchase this Health Alpha insurance plan? Anyone, any adult from 18 years and children from 91 days. Okay, children from 91 days and adults from 18 years, they can purchase this Health Alpha. And the coverage ranges from 5 lakhs. Okay, the special thing about this includes gym and sports injury cover. Okay, if you go to the gym and you by lifting some equipment you get hurt, okay, some major injury happens, even that type of cover is included in this Health Alpha. That is the most unique thing. Okay, gym and sports injury is also covered under this Health Alpha. Next is about the GDP forecast. So World Bank has recently released its outlook. Okay, so name of the report is South Asia Update October 2025. So here if you see the forecast for India is financial 26, if you see it is expected to grow at 6.5% and financial 27 it is expected to grow 6.3%. Remember, both are very important. World Bank is a very prestigious and a very important organization with respect to banking. Okay, banking exams, you must know World Bank projection, IMF projection, OECD projections, okay, and also the Asia Development Bank projections, also the Reserve Bank of India. Okay, these are very important organizations. You should not miss the projections of these organizations. Next is HSBC has launched a new platform. Okay, what is this? HSBC Innovation Banking Platform. HSBC Innovation Banking Platform, mainly for the startups. Okay, main focus here is the startup, is to provide funding to the startup. So special banking platform just for startups and tech companies. So here it plans to provide around 1 billion USD, which is around 8,000 crores to support the startups. Okay, in form of debt, in form of loans, it will be provided. Okay, to the startups which are in the early stage, seed funding stage, and also to the startups which are going to launch their IPO. Okay, even for the startups which are just starting now, and also for startups who are already established and planning to raise an IPO, for those startups are also the loans are provided under this platform. Remember the platform name, HSBC Innovation Banking Platform. Next is Pramerica Life Insurance Company and Equitas Small Finance Bank. They have partnered for what? For Bancassurance. Okay, for Bancassurance, which means that the Pramerica Life Insurance products can now be sold to the Equitas Small Finance Bank. Okay, that is the purpose of Bancassurance. Bancassurance is basically a bank and insurance company will come together so that Pramerica can sell the insurance products to the Equitas Small Finance Bank customers. So here if you see the regional focus, it has a regional focus, that is the special focus will be given to Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Karnataka. Okay, this is the regional focus, Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Karnataka.
Thank you for watching the session. I hope you had enjoyed it. We're also available in Telegram under the name AffairsCloud_official. We also have an Instagram handle. Thank you.